Alright guys, after seeing the gameplay reveal trailer for the Silent Hill 2 remake, I have to admit I have some major concerns. The gameplay animations all look incredibly rough, and honestly, overall, the game seems as if it's going to be a Steam early access title or simply a fan-made project. Now, before I dive into the trailer, I want you to keep two things in mind. First of all, the CEO of Bloober Team came out and said this: Silent Hill 2 is technically ready. It does not mean the game is finished, but we are close. However, the issue of the release schedule lies with our partners, and what the promotion will look like and when the title will debut is not directly in our hands. So, saying things like the game is technically ready and we are close sounds to me as if they're in the final stages of development and are just simply polishing up the project. However, this was said on March 23rd, 2023, almost an entire year ago. So making statements like this and then showing footage almost an entire year later that looks this rough is not a good look. On the flip side, Aesthetic Gamer aka Dusk Golem did come out and say that the footage shown was very close to what they saw last May. So there is a chance that for some reason Konami thought it would be a good idea to make the reveal trailer featuring footage that is extremely old. However, for better or for worse, this is how they decided to reveal the gameplay for Silent Hill 2, and it's all we got to work with. So with that out of the way, let's get into it and break this thing down. Okay, we're gonna start on a positive note, as I think the first part of this trailer isn't completely awful. The subtle music, the creaking in the floors, the loud tick-tock from the clock, it seems as if they nailed it, at least in the first part of the trailer. I even like the scene where James is walking down that dark hallway. It really reminded me of the original game. I love that they made the game extremely dark and the only light source is his flashlight or some minor lights in the ceiling. It just looks top-notch. And I also like the scene where James is walking up to the TV, slowly approaching the scene, building the suspense and allowing me to take in just enough of this dreadful sight, but not fully showing the results thus yet, making my imagination run wild. However, then the screen flashes and shows me what James is actually seeing, and it completely kills the vibe. Showing us a bloody towel covering the face of the man in the chair just makes it lose something special. In the original game, this scene was more dirty, gritty, and brutal. And it's not just this chair scene that doesn't live up to the original game. The body in the fridge doesn't look right either. In the original, this moment feels just so much more dark and terrifying. It almost feels like an unreal scene from a fever dream. In the trailer, it just looks like someone threw this guy into the fridge. It feels like you walked into the aftermath of a fight that went too far. It completely loses the sense of dread and horror that made the franchise so great to begin with. It feels like in the remake, they're trying to show you everything but the faces of the dead. And if you're a fan of the series, you most likely know the reason why. However, in doing so, it loses so much of the subtlety and the mystery the original game had. I worry the remake is going to try to beat you over the head with the supposed hidden messaging that made Silent Hill so great in the first place. However, this is where the trailer takes an absolute nose dive. In my opinion, what we're about to see next is why so many people did not like this trailer. In fact, I think showing this off actually did more harm than good for the game. Alright, so we got quite a bit to go over. First of all, let's start with the monsters. They look too shiny and clean. I feel like they stand out way too much. It almost feels like they're invading this world instead of actually being a part of it. In the original game, they feel as if they actually belong in the environments you encounter them in. Like I said before, you feel like you're in a fever dream, and you're in an environment that you recognize, but something feels off the entire time. Once you encounter the monsters, while they may look bizarre, deformed, and grotesque, they actually seem as if they belong in the world. And James is the one who is out of place. Secondly, while I think the animations of James swinging the 2x4 doesn't look that bad, the impact just seems completely weightless. The creatures basically have zero reaction from James smashing them over and over again. Now let's talk about the gun. Why does it sound like it has a silencer on it? Imagine firing a gun in an empty hallway. Not only would it be incredibly loud, it would have a massive echo effect. Yet, this thing sounds like a blow dart. I really hope the gunshot audio is just placeholders because this is really bad. Though, before I move on, I want to point this out. The audio director at Bloober Team actually addressed the gunshots on Twitter, saying, basically, stuff like this happens when you cut the frequencies of the sound design to put the music at the front. Not on us. Don't worry. Gunshots in-game are pretty powerful. And I hope he's right. In fact, I hope that doesn't just apply to gunshots, but also the monster effects. They sound incredibly weak, especially when compared to the original game. So let's go on ahead and finish up this trailer. Man, guys, they butchered the nurses. First of all, why is this nurse holding her stomach as she falls over? It's almost as if she felt the pain of the gunshot, which is not good. These are supposed to be otherworldly creatures that do not display signs of pain. Having them react to gunshots in such a way where they experience pain just makes them appear more human. Yes, bullets and melee attacks should have an impact on them, but only because there's the force of the blow, not because they feel the pain of the strike or the shot. I would say this clip from the trailer is how all the nurses should behave. They take a round to the face, jerk back as if her spine just snapped, but then springs back up as if she felt nothing. But then again, we have this clip of a nurse taking a shotgun to the dome and doesn't even flinch. The animations feel all over the place, ranging from bad to merely okay, which is not a great look. Overall, I feel like the trailer made the game seem as if it's sort of just forgettable, which is not really acceptable. The trailer is supposed to hype people up. However, it just fell completely flat. Whether the trailer was old footage or not, it does not matter. This is how they decided to reveal this game to the public. And in my opinion, it's done a lot more harm than good. But I would love to hear what you all think. Are you guys excited for the Silent Hill 2 remake? What did you think of the trailer? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you made it this far and did enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like. And if you are new, please consider subscribing. As for me, I got a ton of work to do, so I'm gonna get back to the grind and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.